Okay, welcome everyone. So we're going to start today in a seated position. So just getting in a comfortable seat, whatever would feel good. You're going to need a strap for this practice. So have a strap kind of nearby to grab in a moment. Strap or a belt, whatever you've got. So sitting tall through the spine. Finding that nice seat, extending up through the breastbone. We've got this feeling of length all the way through the front body. Shoulders, just doing a few shoulder rolls to relax the shoulders a few times. Just letting go of tension. Good. Okay, great. So resting the hands onto the thighs or into the lap, closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. Just taking a few breaths here just to settle. Settling the body into stillness, but also drawing the mind into the body, into the practice today. Becoming aware of how you're feeling right now. And just tuning in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Beginning to smooth out this flow of breath. We're going to move into a few rounds of energizing Kapalabhati breathing. So if you place the hand on the belly and you measure kind of 3 fingers distance below the navel. So if you've got the navel and then measuring 3 fingers below that, that low belly area is the area I want you to focus on drawing back with the Kapalabhati breathing. So we're exhaling quite forcefully. This low belly sort of draws back quite quickly. And then the inhale is just passive. You can take it slower as well if you need to. That's absolutely fine. So imagine we've got oranges underneath the armpits. We're gently squeezing those, so keeping the shoulders down and back, away from the ears. And beginning when you're ready. So I'll take a breath in to start. And beginning when you're ready. This is kind of brief, fairly forceful drawing back of the belly quite quickly to push the air up and out, and you're really sending it up. So I want you to think about sending the energy up to the crown of the head, so sending the breath out of the nostrils, so sending that upward energy through the body. Just a couple more. And then resting the hand down, taking a moment, pause, coming back to the natural breath. And I'm going to do one more round of that. So again, if you wish to place the hand on the lower belly, that can sometimes help. Stay nice through this and tall through the spine, shoulders down, breathing into the belly to start. So you can go slower if you need to. Keep the shoulders down. Going and trying to keep this kind of the chest open. A sense of sending the energy up. And usually by the second round, I start to sort of feel a little bit more energized. I can feel kind of a sensation in my head, in the skull area. So perhaps you're sensing that. We'll just do a few more. And then resting the hand down, coming back to the natural breath, just checking in, noticing if there's any shifts. And then gently opening the eyes. All right, so if you're in your cross-leg position, just taking the other leg in front. So we've got that swapping over so we can even out the pressure into the hips. And then we'll start with some circles with the spine. So we'll draw the chest forward, going round to one side, coming back. So circling round, good. And really tuning into not only what the upper body's doing, but really feel into the lower part of the body, the pelvis. So we're sort of tucking and tilting the pelvis as we go, and then going the other way. And you can make these circles as large or small as you wish. So you can go quite large, or you can make it a lot more sort of smaller movement, but you're still getting this movement of the pelvis. So depending on your flexibility, how you're feeling in the body today, choosing what option would feel good for you. Okay, good. And then we'll come into a little bit of cat-cow. So hands onto the opposite thighs. Going to breathe in to take the arms quite forcefully, opening out through the chest. You take the arms back, tilt the pelvis forward, and then exhale, tuck the pelvis under, around the spine, chin to chest. Hand on, sort of swapping the arms each time if you can. Breathe in, coming up, opening through the chest. Exhale to round, tucking the chin, tuck the pelvis. Breathing in, opening out. Exhale, coming forward. One more time. Exhale, coming forward, other arm on top. So kind of reminding yourself, if you can, to swap the arms each time there. Breathing in, we're going to take the left arm back, reach back for a twist. Use the other hand, kind of lever yourself round. Exhale to come forward. Inhale, other arm. Chest stays nice and open and broad across the collarbones. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, coming out. Exhale, coming forward. And then again. Coming forward. Great. Okay. Taking a lateral stretch. So we'll bring the right fingertips down, breathe in, take the left arm up, reach tall, exhale, coming over. And then this time we're going to fold forward and we're going to round all the way around the front. And then we're going to come with the other arm overhead. Breathing in, exhale, coming forward, rounding, other hand coming down as you open out. Good, lovely. And again. Breathing in, sweep the arm overhead. Exhale, coming forward. Good, okay, and then coming back up, bringing the arms up, breathe in. Bend the elbows as you take the elbows down, actively engage the arms as you breathe out. And then again, breathe in. Exhale, maybe out through the mouth. Forceful breath there, nice. Breathe in. Exhale. The shoulder blades moving down and back. And then again, one more time. Exhale. And I'm going to lift the elbows back up, coming into that kind of 90-degree angle. Thumb and forefingers pressed together on both hands. And you're going to turn the left arm, the right arm down as you turn to gaze at that left hand. And then breathe in to come back to center, swapping the arms. Exhale, other way. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale. So swapping each time, we're looking towards the upturned hand. Feel the length through the back of the neck. So we're staying with this tall spine as we move here. And keep the elbows, in line with the shoulders roughly, so that you're feeling this kind of massage into the shoulder girdle. Hopefully this feels quite nice. Maybe it feels a little bit tight. Just easing into this movement. Okay, great. And then coming back to center, doing a few shoulder rolls, just releasing that. Lovely. Okay, and just rolling the hands around the wrists, doing a little bit, warming up of the wrists. And then we'll go the other way. All right, come off what you're sitting on now, pop it to one side and grab hold of your strap and just have it nearby. We're not going to pop it on the legs just yet, but lying down onto the floor, have the knees bent, feet on the floor, arms alongside the body. Make sure that you've got nothing underneath the head. You want the head on the mat for these rolls. Take a breath into the belly, feeling the low belly rise, and then exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis under, we're going to imprint the lower back and start to peel the spine vertebra by vertebra off the floor, engage the glutes, push both feet equally into the floor, and feel as if you've got like a cushion between the thighs that you're squeezing as you come up into your bridge. Feel the stretch in the front of the hip flexors, slightly tuck the pelvis under more if you need more of a kind of length in the lower back, feel the glutes really working there. Take a breath in. Exhale, rolling the spine down, vertebra by vertebra, back into neutral. Take a breath in. Exhale, we're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra again. This time, if you want to incorporate the arms can come up with the spine all the way up and overhead. For that stretch. Send the energy past the thighs, so all the way to the opposite end of the room. Grounding both feet. Breathe in to bring the arms up. Exhale, rolling the spine down as the arms come down to the sides, again, going back into neutral. This time, we're going to pop the strap around the thighs and create a loop. So either tying your strap just around the thighs, or if you've got like a yoga belt, wrapping it around, having the buckle in the center and tightening it a little bit so that you've got, when you push out against the strap belt, you've got the knees in line with the hip bones. So knees in line with the hip bones, not the outer hips, but the bony bits at the front of the hips. That's what you want the knees in line with. Okay, so getting the right adjustment, getting the right tightness for you, and then popping so make sure the belt's not in the way. Arms alongside the body again, palms down, shoulders down. Engage against the belt and take a breath in. Exhale, we're going to do that again. So we're going to roll up through the spine. This time I really want you to work against that resistance of the belt. So coming up to that raised bridge position, slightly tucking under with the pelvis, drawing the pubic bone towards the navel. The lower part of the glutes are really engaging here. Pull the strap, ground the feet, and then we'll take a breath in. Exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time, slowly moving through the spine as you sort of pull the strap apart, coming back into neutral. Okay, take another breath in. Exhale, rolling up, pull the strap apart as you come back into that bridge pose. Holding it there, slight tuck under the tailbone. Send the tailbone towards the knees, and then the thighs and the knees are going in that direction as well. So this sort of sense of drawing away from the head. Take another breath in. We're going to bring the arms up above the shoulders, actively engage the arms. Exhale as you roll down, the arms and come alongside the ears, all the way down with the spine, but one vertebra at a time, slow it down, coming back down with the lower back and then back into neutral. Breathe in to bring the arms up. Exhale, arms come down alongside the body. And then again, take a breath into the belly. Exhale, rolling up through the spine, peeling one vertebra at a time, push against your strap. Yeah, good. Andy, it's absolutely fine not to use a prop, but try and keep the knees slightly closer in, actually. They're a little bit wide. You want them in line with the front two hip bones, even more. Yes, yeah, good. And it kind of imagine, oh, you have got a strap. Ah, yes, actually have it higher up, Andy, towards the knees more. Yeah, so about a couple of inches away from the knees. Yeah, and you really want to pull that tightly. Yeah, good. Okay, great. All right, yeah, breathe in to bring the arms up. Thanks, Julia. Exhale, arms come overhead as you roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time, back into neutral. Okay, so breathe in to bring the arms up. Exhale, arms come down. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come up one more time, take a breath in. Exhale, push down through the feet, tuck under with the pelvis, so feel that segmental movement through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Tuck under to engage the lower part of the glutes. Squeeze that strap. And then we're going to take the weight over. So make sure, first of all, we have a tuck under of the pelvis. Yeah, so really finding that length through the front of the hip flexors. And then we're going to take the weight onto the left foot. So feel that stability of the left foot and see if you can extend the right leg away. Point through the toes, keep pulling the strap apart. So not only are we extending the leg away through the toes, but we're gripping, we're pulling the strap. So we're going to the sort of outer edges. So we're kind of going out to the sides as well as extending forward with the leg. Slowly start to bend that knee, place the foot down. Take the weight onto the right foot. Left leg extends this time, point through the toes. Keep pulling the strap apart. Okay, feel that stability. Try not to drop the hips. We want to keep the hips the same height. Feel the glutes really working, especially into that right side. Placing the foot back down with control. You can come down if you wish, if you've had enough, or we'll do one more on either side. Weight onto the left foot. Extend that right leg without dropping the right hip at all. Keep the right hip at the same level as the left. Point through the toes. Pull that strap apart. Keep breathing. Good. And then place that foot down with control. Other side. Keep everything really even as much as possible. So we're taking the weight onto the right foot, but we're keeping both shoulders equally into the floor, hips the same level. Keep breathing, keep pulling the strap, and then place that foot down with control. Take a breath in, exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Great. Bring the knees into the chest, pop the strap to one side. Okay, fabulous. So if you've got a cushion or a block, having that between the thighs now. So we're going to do the opposite thing. So we were pulling the thighs apart. This time we're going to grip them together. So having the block or the cushion in between the thighs, quite high up to the knees. There. Okay. So legs in like a 90-degree angle, knees above the hips. You can have them slightly closer into the chest if you need to imprint the lower back. That's fine. Point through the toes, and let's take the arms out to the side. So palms facing down, maybe a little bit wider away from the body. Shoulders down. Breathe in. We're going to take the legs over to the right. Exhale, we're going to draw back to center. Keep both shoulders down. Inhale over to the left. Lift that right hip. Keep the right shoulder down though. Exhale, drawing back to center. Feel the core engaging. If you want to add it on, as you come over to the right, you can extend both legs, point through the toes. Come back to center with straight legs. Bend the knees when you're back to center. So coming over to the left. And if you can't get completely straight with the legs, that's okay. You can have them slightly bent. Coming back to center with control. Straight legs, then you bend them when you're back to center. So either just staying with that 90-degree angle with the legs or adding on that extension of the legs and keeping the extension as you come back to center with control, then rebending the knees. Keep both shoulders down. Good, everyone. Yeah, Jane, a little bit wider with the arms, I would say, it can be helpful. So yeah, it gives you a little bit more stability. Some people like to go to that full kind of T position with the arms, but I kind of prefer to go somewhere in between, somewhere halfway, about 45 degrees. Yeah, so keep the shoulders down, arms down, palms down, and keep that control. Yeah, feel the work in the obliques as you draw back to center. Yeah, great, Julia, good. Yeah. Lovely, Sarah. Yeah, you might want the block lower than the knees, sort of more on the thighs, but up to you. If you feel that the knees are happy gripping the block, I kind of prefer to come off the knees themselves with my prop, but it's up to you, whatever feels good. Good, Debbie. Legs, so 90 degrees with the legs. Yeah, so you're coming back to that 90-degree angle when you bend the knees, so not dropping the lower legs completely. Yes, point through the toes. But if that's too much for your back, just bring the knees closer into the chest, but keep the 90-degree angle. Okay, great, everyone. Let's do one more. So finishing the set. So once you've done the last one to the left, bring the legs back. So we'll all finish different times. That's okay. Take your time. Hug the knees in, remove the prop, just resting for a moment. Okay, good. So we'll do one more thing with the abdominals. If you have your block, or you can actually do this without the block. So if you don't have a block, that's fine, just doing it without. So either we're going to stay in this, similar to what we're doing before, this 90-degree angle with the legs. So knees underneath the hips, or maybe slightly closer in. Your hands are going to be above the shoulders, holding your block, so gripping your block. Take a breath in and exhale. You're going to peel the head and shoulder blades up off the floor, and you're going to reach your block, or imaginary block, you can just imagine you've got one, over to the left. So you're coming into a bit of a twist. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale over to the other side. So you can either sort of stay with that. You can also lower the head down each time if you need to. If you want to, you can straighten the legs up to the ceiling, point through the toes, and you can lower that right leg down as you twist over towards the left outer part of that left leg. Inhale back to center, legs come up, exhale, other side. So you're twisting over as you lower the opposite leg down. Inhale back to center, exhale over to the other side. So either doing straight legs or keeping the knees bent. If you're doing straight, if you're doing straight legs, really scissoring the legs, point through the toes, engage the legs. And if you'd rather do it with the head down, you absolutely can. So if this is too much for your neck, you can still get the benefits of this one with the legs. So really pointing away, you can lower this leg as low as you need to. Good. Okay, making this the last set. Once you've done the last, over to the right, twisting to the right, bring the knees into the chest, pop the block to one side, hugging the knees, rocking side to side. Good. All right, let's place the hands at the back of the legs. Let's take the head side to side, just loosening the neck for a moment. All right, kick the legs up. So you can also meet us in a seated position if this isn't for you, but breathe in, otherwise kick the legs up, exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis round, so rolling like a ball. We'll do that a few times. Breathe in, coming back, exhale, rolling. So the more you can tuck under the pelvis here, the more fluid this is going to be for you. If you find it's a little bit cranky, if there's like some bits where it's sort of, you feel like it's a bit stop-start, chances are it's the pelvis not tucking under enough. So really getting that feeling of rolling like a ball. So core is really strong here. Okay, and coming up. So let's come into all fours. So transitioning over into hands and knees, spread the fingers, spread the thumbs, and we'll do a few cat counts. So breathing in, we're going to arch the spine. Exhale, round, push the floor away. Again, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis. Breathe in to arch the spine. Exhale to round. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. This collarbone's nice and wide and broad as you arch. Okay, good. Come back to neutral. So finding your neutral position there, a little bit of lower back, so we're not too collapsed, not too rounded, but finding that undulation through the spine, those natural curves. Okay, so we're going to take the right foot back, flex the foot and reach back. Keep the hips level. Inhale, you're going to tap the right big toe down to the floor. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. If you wish to, you can extend the left arm forward, thumb turning up, palm turning in, but keep the shoulders down away from the ears, keep the stability in the torso, pelvis. You know, the body is very still here. It's just that movement in the hip socket, that right leg. Good. And then we're going to do some curls. So holding the leg up, exhale, curling in, knee to forehead. The hand can be down, or you can curl the elbow sort of in and up. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl. Point the toes as you curl, and then flex the foot as you push back through the heel. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Making this the last one. Extending out. Then we'll leave the leg extended back, place the hand down, and push out on the other side. We're going to open the hip out, that right hip opening out, looking over that right shoulder, knee to the forehead to feel the squeeze in the side of the waist, keep the leg high. Inhale, coming back to center, level the hips, looking down to the mat again. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee, curling in that sort of dog peeing action there. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, curl. We'll keep the foot pointed the whole time with this one. And the movement is really that opening of the hip, you know, the curling around, squeezing into the obliques there on the side of the waist. Good. And then we'll do one more. Curling in, holding it there, extending the leg out if you're happy to, flex the foot, keep it high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back with control, placing the knee down. Okay, let's do the other side. So extending the left leg back, flex through the foot, so the heel's pushing back, leveling the hip, so make sure the left hip's not hiking. Tap down, exhale out. So inhale to tap, exhale to lift. Don't have to lift too high with the leg, more about the energy back to the back of the room. So I want you to really focus on that, and the movement is really just a couple of inches off the floor. It's not a lot. Keep the hips level. Yeah, so Sarah, actually it's a bit too high. So not as high, and focus more on setting it back. So push the heel back. Yeah, and you can do the opposite arm as well. Sorry guys. So if you extended the opposite arm on the other side, doing the same on this side. Keep tucking the chin and keep pushing the back of the head into the ceiling. Like we've got this length in the back of the neck, but also a sense of sort of gentle pressure up towards the ceiling with the back of the head. Good. Okay. Make this one the last one, and then we'll do our curls. So curling in, knee to forehead, elbow comes in and up if you're doing the arm as well. Inhale, extending out, flex the foot. Exhale to curl, point toes. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl. Knee to forehead, really get that rounding. You know, tuck the chin, curling in. Lengthen the back of the neck. We'll do one more. And then extending out with the leg, place the hand down, take a breath in. Exhale, open the hip, looking over that left shoulder to bring the left knee as close as you can to the head. Inhale, extending back out. Exhale, point the toes, curling in. So keeping that foot pointed as you reach back each time. Exhale to curl. Keeping the leg as high as you can as you curl round. Great, okay. Making this the last one, opening the hip, curling round, extending the leg out, flex the foot, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, placing the leg back and then down. All right, sit back into child pose, take a pause. Releasing any tension in the wrists if you need to, in the neck. Okay, so let's come into downward facing dog. Let's bring the hands forward, spread the fingers and thumbs, index fingers parallel or maybe a little bit wider with the hands turned out. Tuck the toes, take a breath in, and exhale, lift through the sit bones. Pedaling the feet one at a time. Taking one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternating that. Smooth, steady breaths. And then we're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet, breathing in, tilt the pelvis up more to the ceiling. Exhale, push the heels down, do bend the knees if you need to. Focusing on that length through both sides of the waist, that lift up through the hips. Relax the shoulders as much as you can. There's a feeling of rolling the upper arm bones away from the ears, and just check that the head is in line with the arm. So we want more of a tuck of the chin, actually, Andy. I'd say more of a tuck of the chin. Yeah, so that you're looking kind of to the, well, depends on your gaze, but you're looking kind of to the legs, I suppose, to the feet. You want your ears in line with the arms. All right, so we're going to transition to bringing the right foot forward. If you want to do that with me by lifting the leg, you can. If you wanted to come down to kneeling and do that, that's fine. Breathe in, take the right leg up, point up and back, and exhale, bring the knee into the chest, round the spine, bring the foot as high as you can as you bring it forward, popping the right foot forward. Okay, so let's come into high lunge here, pushing both feet down as you lift the arms up. Now the arms can be just straight up, you can be in cactus pose with the arms, whatever works here. Draw that left hip forward, right hip draws back, and tuck the tailbone under. I'm getting a beautiful burst of sunlight here through the window. So relax the shoulders, breathe, feel the work into the legs. Good, and then we're going to place the left hand onto the right thigh, and we're going to reach back with the other hand. So palm facing out as you reach back. Push the right thigh into the left hand so that you're guiding the knee out to the side a little bit. Keep that control, and then if you want to, you can extend the left hand out so you're coming into a nice twist here. Keep dropping this right hip down. Smooth, steady breaths. And then there's a choice here. You can either come into a twist by placing the left hand down on the floor and coming into that variation of a sort of lunge twist, or you can come into prayer twist by bringing the hands into prayer, elbow on the outside of this right thigh and turning yourself around, pushing the hands together and pushing them into the center of the chest. I'm showing that on the other side. It would look a little bit like this. Either the prayer twist, bending into the front knee, keep the back leg active and lifting the back thigh, heel pushing back, or as I said, you can come down to a lunge twist with the hand down. Take another breath in and exhale. Let's step this. Let's release from the twist and step this back foot forward, coming into the feet together. And then we're going to come into chair pose, breathe in to bring the arms up. Exhale, sitting the hips back. Arms can be alongside the ears or in cactus pose. Feel the pelvic floor muscles engage as you sit back a little bit deeper. Keep the length in the spine. Take another breath in. And exhale, we'll fold over the legs here. Fingertips onto the shins, roll the shoulders back as you gaze forward. Hands can be as high as you need to get that flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hands come down. We'll walk the feet one by one back into plank pose. So either knees down or knees up in plank, your choice. Slight tuck under the tailbone though to engage the low belly. So that slight tucking under will help to cinch the waist in. All right, so we're going to come down to the belly. You can lower the knees first. Take a breath in. Exhale, hinge the weight forward, elbows into the side of the waist, slowly lower down. Use the strength of the arms as you come down. We'll come into baby cobra, so tops of the feet into the floor. Tuck that tailbone under, breathe in to find more length, crown of the head away from the toes, and exhale, lift the chest. Push the floor away down through the hands, keep the elbows in, keep drawing the chest forward, the crown of the head forward, toes reaching down and back. The thigh muscles engaging, smooth breaths. One more breath in, maybe coming up a little bit higher, and then exhale, lowering down. Tuck the toes, hands come back, push the floor away, hands and knees as you lift the belly, lift the hips up into your downward dog. So find that length through the lower back. Child pose will feel better for you here. Please do take child pose instead. Yeah, good, excellent. Relax the shoulders more. Make sure you've got the ears in line with the arms. Yeah, Debbie, maybe a tiny bit of a bend in the knees from what I can see. You might benefit from a tiny bend and more of a lift up through the hips. So yeah, get that length more, yeah. Good, excellent, everyone. This time we'll either come down to kneeling first to bring that left foot forward, or you can take the left leg up, breathe in with me as you take the leg up, point up and back, get maximum length, and then exhale, bring the knee into the chest, round the spine, get that leg as high as you can as you bring the foot forward. And then we'll come into our high lunge. So positioning the back foot as you need to. We're on the ball of the back foot, and then you're going to push down through both feet, breathe in to bring the arms up, relax the shoulders. Slightly tucking under with the tailbone. Let's get that stretch all the way into that right hip flexors here on the right side. Back leg can be slightly bent, but it's still active. You know, both legs are active. There's a sensation of pulling the legs towards one another. There's a drawing in like a pair of scissors. And then we're going to take the right hand on the outside of that right thigh. We're going to reach back with the other arm, palm facing outward, gazing back. Let's drop this left hip down away from the rib cage. Push the leg into the hand to make sure the knee's going wide. And then if you want to, you can release the hand, reach out for that full twist. Breathing into it. Back leg stays nice and active, Sarah. So try not to collapse that back knee too much. Relax the shoulders. Okay, and then we're going to come either into prayer twist, elbow on the outside of that thigh, pushing the hands together into prayer as you keep the back knee lifted and thigh engaged with that back leg. Or if you did, it's slightly more accessible variation is hand on the floor or hand on a block of this right hand and taking a lunge twist. So either of those variations. And of course, yeah, the back knee can be down. Okay, take another breath in. Exhale, slowly release with control, coming back into your lunge. And then we'll step the back foot forward as you come into chair pose again. Breathing in, we'll take the arms up. Exhale, sitting the hips back. Sitting back maybe a little bit more. Let's take a twist here. We take the right arm on the outside of the left leg. We're going to push that leg against the arm. And again, if you want to come into the prayer twist variation, bringing the elbow on the outside of the leg, palms together as you work that prayer into the center of the chest. Collarbones nice and wide, sitting the hips back equally. So make sure the knees aren't coming forward one of the other. Keep the knees same level. Take a breath in here. Exhale, slowly releasing. Let's go straight to the other side. Elbow on the outside of the thigh, or if you're doing straight arms, keep the arms straight, glancing up towards the ceiling, shoulder blades down away from the ears, sitting the hips back. Take another breath in. Exhale, release. Come back to center, hands into prayer, push down into the floor through the feet. Close the eyes here and just take a few breaths. Okay, opening the eyes. Let's take the left foot back. So we're going to come into Parsvottanasana, leveling the hips to the front, engage kneecaps and thighs. You can absolutely have the front knee bent a little bit if you need to. We're going to place the hands either to hold the elbows at the back, or if you want to come into the prayer hands at the upper back, you can if you've got that openness across the chest. Otherwise, holding elbows. Lift kneecaps and thighs, breathe in to lift the chest, and exhale as you draw that right hip back and left hip forward. You're going to fold and hinge at the hips, coming down to whatever level feels appropriate for you. So maybe staying more upright with the spine. For those who are a little bit more flexible, you can come forward if you're still getting that stretch at the front of the leg. That's the intention here. Finding the point where you've got a stretch and then breathing there, maintaining length through the front of the chest, the whole front body really. Pulling up with kneecaps and thighs, feel the inner arches of the feet lifting. Take another breath in. And exhale, push down through the feet, lift the body up. And then we'll shift the weight onto the front foot. Release the arms, bring the hands into prayer and come into tree pose. So either foot against the calf or foot against the thigh. Maybe bringing the hands above the head if you wish. Feel that grounding down through the standing foot. And gently we'll release. Okay, let's do the other side. So right foot coming back. Parsvottanasana, bring the right hip forward, left hip draws back. Let's engage kneecaps and thighs. Let's plant the feet down strongly into the floor, pulling up with the inner arches. Hands coming behind if you want to do, if you were doing the elbows, holding the other way around this time. Breathe in as you lift the chest, open through the collarbones, and exhale, draw the left hip back, right hip forward as you fold forward. Maintaining length through the whole spine, the front body nice and long, folding as much as you wish to. That's really up to you. So many people will be happier staying upright, maybe a little bend in that front knee. That's okay. But focus on, continuing to draw that left hip back. Good, take another breath in. Exhale, push down into the floor as you lift the body up, shifting the weight onto that front foot, releasing the arms, bring the hands into prayer, and then coming into tree pose, any variation. So foot on the thigh, foot on the calf, and then the knees only coming out as wide as you can keep the hips facing forward. So keep pushing down through that left leg, nice and strong. And then this feeling of lifting up through the crown of the head, with steadiness, stability in the pose. And then we'll release the leg. Let's shake it out. Okay, so let's go into a forward bend, turn the toes in, hands to the hips, tuck that tailbone under, breathe in to lift the chest. Exhale, hinging forward, coming down. Hands can come onto the floor or onto a block. And then we'll lift the chest a little bit, scooch the feet in towards each other, either coming into a squat or onto your back and doing a happy baby pose. So either of those variations. If you're doing a squat, you can pop something under the knees, the heels, rolled up blanket or cushion or whatever you need. Or you can even sit onto a couple of cushions or a block. If you're doing squat, really lifting the chest, pushing the elbows against the inner part of the legs to open across the collarbones more. Maybe even rocking side to side, seeing how that would feel. Great. Any pressure in the knees, obviously do come down onto your back and do happy baby pose instead. Okay, let's come down to the floor. And gosh, time just races on, doesn't it? Let's have a seat. So sitting the hips, if you want to sit something under the hips, please do. Let's take a very brief forward bend. We're going to bring the sole of the right foot into the left thigh. Have the other leg extended, so left leg extended forward, flex the foot. If you want to strap around the foot as you come into this forward bend, you can. Otherwise, breathing in, we're going to bring the arms up, find that length through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward, heading towards the little toe side of the foot. Hands can come down onto the foot or the floor or using a strap, whatever works. But if you're, if you're a little bit tighter here, really work on the length in the spine. So Jane, I would actually say come up more and stay long, because what you're doing there is it feels like it might be going more into the lower back. I want you to avoid that because it looks a little bit tight here in the back of the leg, which it is for many people. So get that stretch into the leg. And so I would suggest coming up taller with the spine and working on this length between the pubic bone and the breastbone, pulling apart, get that openness across the front body, because that's really important. That's where you'll get the stretch in the back of the leg. All right, so then we'll come up. We're going to bring this knee up, pop the foot on the floor. We're coming for a twist. You can pop the foot over if you want to. Any variations are either in or out. Turning the chest round, use the hand against the leg. Feel that openness, the lift through the chest as you reach the other hand back. Breathing into this. So coming to the first point of resistance, smoothing out the breath. And then inhale, head comes forward first. Exhale, body follows. Let's do the other side, extending right leg out, flex the foot. Left foot comes in. You can always pad underneath this knee if it's really hovered off the floor. You can use cushions. Flex the foot, breathe in. We're going to lift the arms, lift the chest, turn to face the little toe side of the foot, and exhale, fold. Again, using a strap if you need to, or just staying more upright and lifting the chest. So rather than thinking about kind of how much we can come to the foot, really rather think about how long can we keep the front body? How open can we stay? And then breathing into coming to that first point of resistance. Just breathing there. Long exhalations, long, smooth exhalations here. Feel that with each breath out, we may be able to surrender a little bit deeper into this pose. And slowly we'll bring the body up, bringing the knee up, foot on the floor. Again, you can take the foot over if you did it on the other side, turning the chest, both sit bones grounding down equally, and then reaching the hand back, shoulders down, chest open. Taking the head back just as much as you wish to. Quite often the spine only twists a certain amount, and the neck, we sort of crank our head round, and actually, can we be a little bit more mindful of what's happening in the neck? Not forgetting that it's part of the spine, and not to sort of force it around. Okay, breathe in, the head comes round first. Exhale, body follows. All right, Release the legs. Let's do a little bit of windscreen wipe. You might want to come off what you're sitting on to do that. Just a little bit of knees side to side. And we might even do a bit of figure 4 in a seated position, where we pop the foot on the thigh, flex the foot. And then you can have the foot as close or as far away from you as you wish. Hey, Birgitta. So the ankle onto the thigh, the heel, getting kind of the foot in the right spot there. Yeah, and then lifting through the chest, and hopefully that will give you a little bit of an outer hip stretch, maybe a lot of an outer hip stretch. Okay, and then we'll release and we'll do the other side. You know, with this one, the closer you have the heel to the body can affect your experience of the pose, but also the lifting of the chest. You know, if we collapse the chest here, that will decrease the stretch. So actually finding if we can lift through the chest more and get more of an outer hip stretch. Okay, excellent. Release the leg, grab what you need for warmth, jumpers, socks, whatever you need to be comfortable and warm. Get your layers on. I will too. And then you can either lie down for a couple of minutes. We're not going to have that much time for relaxation as we're coming to our meditation in a moment. So if you prefer just to take a seated position, go for it. If you'd like to come down to the floor first, or if you are skipping meditation, you just want to come into relaxation, that's fine too. So getting warm and then settling into stillness. Taking some moments here to let go of tension. To release the breath, any control of the breath. Releasing any tension in the fingers and thumbs, hands relaxing. Relaxing the feet. The legs. Both arms and shoulders relaxing. Consciously letting go of tension in the shoulders now. Letting the belly be soft. Letting the muscles release their grip of the bones. Taking awareness to the neck and the facial muscles, the jaw, the tongue, around the eyes, up to the forehead, temples. If you're still lying onto your back, feel free to stay if you wish, or join us in a seated position. Tune into the steady flow of breath at the nostrils. This continuous flow of breath, breathing in, inhale moving into the exhale, exhale moving into the inhale. This relaxed and steady continuous flow of breath. Mind is relaxed. Relax any effort to breathe. Just quietly witnessing the breath. The change in temperature at the nostrils between the inflow and outflow. Just sensing that change in temperature. Do you notice one nostril more dominant than the other? Without needing to change anything, just noticing. Which is the more dominant nostril? Bring the mantra "So Hum" now into your awareness. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. So, hum. Mantra that essentially means I am. I am just pure awareness, nothing but pure consciousness. So, hum. Observe the mantra flowing in the mind. Be the witness. Take the awareness now to the base of the spine, the very base of the spine. And on the next inhale, carry the sound so up through the spine to the crown of the head. On the exhale, visualize or hear in your mind the sound hum moving back down to the base of the spine. So on the inhale, traveling up the spine, so. On the exhale, traveling all the way down the spine through the length of the exhale. So breathing in, so moving up the spine. Exhale, hum, moving down. Stay with this easy flow of breath and mantra. This easy, effortless flow. So hum. Now we're going to give more space to the mantra now. Imagining that on the next inhale, this mantra, the first part of the mantra, sweeps in front of the body, traveling up like an oval shape in front of the body, over the head, and then exhaling behind the body. Again, like that oval shape, sweeping down to the tailbone and then up again in front of the body on the inhale. So over the head, hum on the exhale, circling the body down to the tailbone again. And then continuing in that circular motion, whatever pace feels appropriate for you. As if you're being encircled and nourished by the breath and the mantra together. Visualize this in whatever way you wish to. Maybe like a oval light around the body. Feel the warmth and protection of this circle of mantra. Feel yourself being nourished by this ball of light, passing over the head, under the tailbone. And then letting go of that visualization, letting go of the mantra, letting go of any conscious control of the breath, just resting in awareness. Bringing the palms together at the heart center. Taking a breath in through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth with a sigh. Wishing you presence of awareness and vitality for the rest of the day ahead. Namaste.